Come in. Oh, yo.
Niaje mzito.
Yeah, sit.
Niaje mzito.
Hey, brother.
Ah,
What's up, bro? Yeah.
fit sana bro.
Uko fiti.
Niaje.
All right, please have a seat.
Baridi.
Yeah, karibu kiti. Yeah. All right, bro.
Nice.
Hey, Lucas here, guys. NEDIA is in the house. NEDIA
Kabisa.
WERE.
NEDIA WERE mwenyewe.
Hey.
Watu wananiita papa.
Aha, Baba.
Yeah, my peers call me papa.
They call you Papa or Baba?
Papa.
Papa.
Yeah, papa. Yeah, I remember it was 2018. That was the year that the name came.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there were these students that I was mentoring.
Right.
And then when I come in every morning, they shout, Papa is coming. Yeah, so
yeah,
I kind of like the name Papa.
Yeah, I mean, there's something, you know, it's like you're like a king,
yeah,
a fatherly
you know.
figure, right? I think it's very dignified, very regal, isn't it?
Kabisa. Papa,
Yeah,
Papa. It means some sort of respect.
Right.
And I'm okay with the name. Even though I'm not that old to call that Papa. So I don't know when I'll be 50 to 60 years.
Right, but I think it suits you though. I mean, you know, to be called Papa.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids you're mentoring, they look up to you. You know, you give them knowledge. Yeah, so,
yeah, it's a good thing to hear that.
Yeah, man. So, what's up, bro? What have you been up to? What's going on in terms? First of all, for the folks who don't know who NEDIA WERE, who is NEDIA WERE?
NEDIA WERE is a painter, visual artist in Kenya, and mostly experimental artist, doing a bunch of stuff here and there, just to satisfy the desire of creating something.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm a visual artist. I'm a self-taught Kenyan-born artist, and I was born in Eldoret.
Right.
It's a small place called Langas. Back then it was called Waziringishu.
Waziringishu.
Yeah, Waziringishu.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what it means, but after the new constitution, they changed to I think it is Eldoret County, Waziringishu County again.
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that is where I was brought up,
right.
And I attended my elementary school there. A place called Langas Primary. What's it? Langas Primary. Langas Primary.
Shouts out to Langas
Primary. Hey.
If any of you watching right now, you know you know who it is.
Yeah, Langas Primary. Yeah, I went to Langas Primary for my elementary school level.
Right.
And thereafter, after finishing primary school, I went to Wareng High School, the same place, but it's a bit.
Right.
Yeah, Wareng, guys. Yeah. Big boy, yeah. In Wareng, they used to call me Big Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you see these names change. They keep on changing.
Nice. From Big Boy to Papa.
Hey.
It's hot. You want the bomba?
Hey.
Yeah, you want to play with the big boy?
No,
and if you're ready to
I'm not a big boy yet.
No.
Yeah, so
man. Cool.
I attended my high school level at Wareng High School.
Right.
And for 4 years.
Right.
Yeah, but life in high school was amazing. I miss it.
So did you start painting back then, or?
Yeah. Yo. So I always had this interest of painting,
right,
and creating things. Back then, I didn't know what I was doing, but I had this feeling of just doing something, making toys for my peers, my friends. And at one point, I made a doll for my younger sister. Yeah, so I can say I started like any other kid, doing stuff, a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And, so you were always creative.
I was always creative. And my first name, actually, this is very interesting. My first name was Rickson.
Rickson?
Yeah, Rickson NEDIA WERE.
All right.
And then something happened. My father came and changed Rickson to Dixon. Then later in years, I searched what is the meaning of Dixon. Dixon is someone that loves to create.
There you go.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened with that, but I think it was a call.
He had the foresight to actually change your name to something more creative.
Yeah.
Which is the essence of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is what I'm noticing now. Everything now is adding up. But for him, he didn't know, I think. But when I go back to his house, I can see some little paintings hanging on the wall. So I think he had that feeling, but he didn't know that
right,
this is going to happen in one of his sons.
Right. So let me ask you. So, were there anybody else in the family painting?
Yeah. So on my father's side, I didn't spend much of the time with my father. Yeah, he passed away 2002.
Okay.
I was still young. I was in primary school.
Right.
But I was raised up with my grandparents, and my grandfather was an art and craft teacher. He used to teach art.
So there it is. There's a connection right there. There's a spark.
I was ordained.
Okay.
Kwa Kiswahili nasemwa nilitakaswa. Yeah, I was ordained
by grandpa. By
my father also.
How do you say grandpa?
Babu.
Babu.
Nilitakaswa na babu. Yeah. But I think my father came and sealed the blessings. And I became an artist. Yeah, so every evening I would see my grandfather come with the newspaper at home, and he would tell me to read the articles. But I was interested on the cartoon side because I was young. So
you were always drawn to that side.
Yeah,
drawings, cartoons, like anything visual.
Yeah. Right. And sometimes I saw him doing the charts, the school charts, whereby they will draw the human body and name the part of the human body.
Right.
So I was kind of interested
like
in that.
Anatomy.
Yeah, the anatomy charts of human body. Yeah, so I was kind of interested in that, and I was impressed to see how he does the body just smoothly without any repetition.
Right.
Those charts are very perfect. Before the printing came.
So it's almost like a computer drawing. It was so precise.
Yeah, when he does the
freehand.
Yeah, when he does the head, you see, he starts with the oval, and then it goes to the shoulder. It was so fulfilling to see him.
So you witnessed granddad doing all these things.
Yeah.
So that must have had a great impact on you.
Exactly.
Can we offer you some water or something?
Yeah.
Because I know it's cold.
Let him much moto
Hey, listen, it's crazy out here. It is so cold, right? Right now, you see. Usually, I have, I. In fact, you know what? We're in Kenya. God dang it! Let me represent the
Maasai people.
All right, my peeps.
Yeah.
Representing. Let me pull out the shuka right here. All right.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Keep myself warm. There we go. Boom.
I mean, nilikuwa nishajipanga na hiki kinguo hiki. Yeah, I'm already set.
Yeah, there you go. So NEDIA is cool. So right now, let me just warm up a little bit. Keep my hands here. Is that warming up for you, NEDIA?
It's good.
Excellent. Yeah. Sorry. So carry on. So grandpa, the inspiration. So you saw him, he used to read the papers, but you were interested in the cartoon side, the drawings. When you saw him freehand, drawing everything, that was a great insight. How old were you then when that was happening?
Around 10 years. It was late 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, very 8 years old.
Right.
9, 10 there up to early 2000s. Yeah, that is when I started now taking the initiative to start doing what he does.
Excellent.
And the cartoon from the newspaper offered me a very great reference point for starting how to do that. So I'll take my exercise school book, and at the back I'll do some sketches. Try to repeat that. And until today, I can just draw a cartoon freehand. Whether laughing, crying, but so it was kind of an inspiration to me. And also at the school, my friends, I used to have a desk mate who used to draw the Super Strikers. Yeah, there's this comic book in Kenya that is called Super Striker.
Right.
Yeah, it's about football and stuff. These guys playing football like magic. Have you seen the Shaolin soccer?
Yeah.
So
like that.
It has that vibe of kind.
Okay.
So I used to see him doing that, and sometimes I will get in trouble with the class teacher for messing with the books. for basically the books out. Yeah, and then I just wait for the break time. I want to go to play soccer and stuff.
Right.
I just draw. I just draw, and I'll be punished several times without finishing homework, but I'll draw.
Drawing was always a priority.
It was always a priority for me, yeah, and I didn't care about the school homework back then, and I always get into trouble with the school homeworks, and yeah, it was pretty much a good experience as I was growing up as a kid in that scenario of artistic mind.
Right.
Yeah,
and then so now you started drawing in class. That was your main focus.
Yeah.
Did you always think that that would become your career, something that you could earn a living with, something that you could grow? Were you thinking that far?
Every kid, when you ask them what do you want, I want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a doctor actually.
Right.
And I wanted to be a doctor. I really wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
But things didn't turn out the way I
well,
wanted.
Hey, listen, I think the world is happier for having you as a visual artist.
Yeah.
Because you do something that nourishes the soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's a visual. It's visual food, right?
Yeah.
And it's a visual nourishment that allows you to create pieces like that. By the way, this is a piece created by NEDIA WERE right here, and then look how beautiful it is. I mean, the deep tone that you actually employ. I mean, the technique that goes into that. I mean, for somebody who's self-taught, how do you get around, getting such vibrant piece of art, such deep a piece of art together? What's the process? Where do you start? Where do you get your inspiration?
So in my high school time,
right?
When people come to give us inspirational talks, they come and give you motivational speeches and stuff. For me, I'll sit at the back with my small sketchbook. People are carrying small books for notes. For me, I'm carrying books for sketching. And then I'll be sit at the back. And when he speaks for me, I'll just do pencil each time. But funny enough, I didn't tell my friends in my high school. They didn't know that I can draw.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think from that experience of constant drawing also refined my skill in terms of shades, blending. But I didn't know about painting. I just knew about pencil. Only HB. I didn't know any variety of painting. Only one. And it was my small book. I didn't have the sketch pad like when you're in these rich schools of art, you have to carry a small. No, I just cut my writing book into a half. And then, as long as it can fit in your pocket, I'll carry that around.
Right.
And then from high school, now I've finished my Form 4 level.
Right.
So where do you want to go?
Wow.
That is the dilemma that every kid faces in Kenya.
Right. So you got to choose what's going to be your path.
Yeah.
Law, medicine, engineering.
Yeah. Right. So for me, I always wanted to be a teacher. But man, chemistry, biology, it was difficult. Chemistry, biology, it was difficult. So and then I lose my hope in Form 2 of becoming a doctor.
Without chemistry and biology, med school, forget about it. You're not getting in.
And then I said, okay, my mother wanted me to be a teacher, and he looked for a college at Sharks. It's called Kaimosi Teachers College. Right. And then one day I paid a visit to myself. Wanasema nilijita mkutano. I called a meeting
with yourself.
Yeah, with myself. Really to reflect on, because that is the pivotal time for you to set up your future.
Right.
If you don't set up your future there, that moment,
you're gonna go down the wrong path.
You're going to have several course studies. You're going to the university, you take this course, it is not fitting you, you drop out, you go take another one, you drop out. Yeah, until you get what you want. But I called myself a meeting. Nilijita mkutano in Swahili. Nilijita mkutano, and then to really ask myself, what do I want? What do I want?
And then what came out of
But
that?
before
self-reflection.
before calling, doing a self-reflection, I was employed for 9 months.
Okay.
After high school.
Doing what?
Tire retreading.
Really?
Yeah, I did that for 9 months.
That's work, man.
Like kazi ngumu. It was hard.
Yeah.
I was working at these machines when they hit the tires at 120 something degrees. Jeez. And then you have to go in very fast, grab the tires, pull them up. I was so thin.
Jesus Christ.
My hand it was so bad. And then this, when you work with Indians, hey man, they are very tough. They are very strict.
Right.
I didn't envision myself ending that way.
That wasn't the path for you.
I didn't want that. And then I quit.
All right. But you lasted 9 months.
9 months.
That's a long time. But also, let me
9 months of hardship.
Oh my God. So working in these conditions, right? Like tire rethreading, like you're reheating rubber.
Yeah.
At, hundreds of degrees.
Yeah.
Right? Were you protected, like with masks?
You have some masks, but the working condition was very, very poor.
Right.
Like the gloves, so you get burned. I had blisters.
Right.
And then, that was so hard. And then I'll walk back home, go back in the morning with and then I was being paid like 150. That is $1.5
Jesus Christ.
Per day. Per day.
That is forced labor, Manze.
Yeah, I did all that.
Oh man, so now you realize
I quit, and then I called myself a mkutano. When I talked to my parents, they want me to go to school. I don't want, I just had this thought of a teacher coming in the same room and having to mark, in Kenya you're 40 plus kids in school. So you have to check every book, 40 books, and then you have 3 classrooms.
Oh my God.
You're teaching different subjects. I imagine that.
So you have to grade all these.
Yeah, that amount of work. I didn't have that passion of teaching.
And then I guess teachers, they don't get paid that well.
It was not good for me.
Right.
Then I said, why? What can I do? Then art came in. Pop! Art.
It was that light bulb moment.
Yeah.
All right. So now
I smiled.
So from the time you quit that tire rethreading job,
only 2 months. It took 2 months to suffer, to struggle.
2 months.
2 months to make my decision right.
Okay.
2 months. Either I go back to school to study teaching, or I go back to my work and continue working there, or I choose something that I don't know. I wasn't trained as an artist. I didn't know how to draw people. Right. I just know how to shade. That's all.
Right.
But with my experience with the newspaper, the headline, constant reading, constant looking, and you see this thing every day until you are around at the age of 15 years. So from 8 years to 15 years, seeing the newspaper headlines and reading those things, and then I became familiar with the letters, words. So I started this business of business branding. Like I would go and write business name on their premises, and then I'll get some small cash. Right. Yeah, I used to charge 1 letter. It was 5 bob.
Okay.
Yeah. So if your business name is long, I'll have some money.
That's actually pretty affordable. That was a brilliant idea. Yeah. So it's basically like calligraphy, right?
Yeah, calligraphy.
And paint on their windows or signboards or whatnot.
Yeah. And in Kenya, that before the printing, before the sticker came, the M-Pesa was coming in Kenya. Right. So everyone wanted the M-Pesa sign on their shop. The saloon women. I was friends with the saloon women because of the yeah. So that is where. And if you see my first body of work, it is mostly influenced by this experience of calligraphy, writing, and stuff.
And the newspaper stuff that you used to do.
that was where I got the inspiration.
And so now you reference your experience, like newspaper headlines, and then now again you incorporated the newspaper in some artwork.
Because it was easy for me to make those.
Right, truly phenomenal.
Yeah, it was easy for me to write. Yeah. Very easy and quick. Then I get some cash. But after doing the work for about a year, people started asking. In Kenya, when you tell someone that you're an artist, the first question is, can you draw me? Unaweza nichora?
Portrait.
Yeah, I keep on hearing that.
Right.
And then I said, hey,
there's an opportunity
yeah,
there.
there's an opportunity here, but I don't know how to do this thing. So I had to make a sacrifice.
Right.
This money that I get from the calligraphy stuff,
Right.
I'll sacrifice that. I save, and I remember averagely I'll make like $3.
Right.
And then I'll keep 150, 1.5.
And then say.
And then this one I'll go to cyber, YouTube.
Wow. So you didn't even have internet access at home. So you had to go to a cyber cafe.
Yeah, I after Form 4, after being after disagreements with my mom and because my grandfather had already passed.
Right.
Yeah, so I was staying with my grandmother.
Right.
And then for her, she has to go to the village. I went there after the burial. I stayed there for 1 month. Oh man, I didn't envision myself in the village.
Because there was nothing to do, right?
There's nothing to do. Farming.
Right.
No. Yeah. So after the disagreement with mom, I couldn't stay there. Right. I couldn't stay in the village. I had to rent a house. And I remember my first rent was $5.
$5 a month.
Yeah, that was $5. Around 600 for.
Okay.
Yeah.
600 shillings a month.
Yeah,
for rent.
Yeah, it was like a house that is made of mud.
Right.
Yeah. You buy matope.
Oh wow.
I took a room.
Right.
And then I used my beddings that I used in high school. I just put on the floor down there. And very interesting, when it rains, you see the smell of the soil.
The mud smell, right?
It comes, and then when it's dry, the dust. I didn't have white bed sheets. I didn't have white towels.
Wow.
Because there's no point of keeping those, you know?
Right.
It will be brown after one wash.
So you might as well get brown towels and brown sheets, right?
Yeah. So I did try to keep to avoid trouble, just take maybe greens, black, grays. And then when you come to my house, it's so smelly with paints. You know, I used to use this house paints. Because I didn't know.
You didn't know about actually art supply.
Yeah, so my house was very full of paint. I didn't have friends. I didn't have a girlfriend.
Right.
I didn't concentrate on girls.
Right, because you concentrated on your work, your craft.
I cannot come in that house.
Right.
It was bad.
Yeah, they would look at you like,
I have a bedding.
Right.
One corner is my studio for the calligraphy stuff, signboards, and then one side is for cooking. And then one side is for karai and so it was very the house has 4 corners.
Right.
Then I keep one corner. Right. And then the washing stuff will be at the door.
Right.
Yeah, very easy.
Oh,
that's how I started my life. Yeah, so I think my refinement in art, and I'm still also learning, came from painting and drawing daily. Yeah, daily.
Because now it became your passion. This is what's in your soul.
My heart was burning with the desire just to create. I didn't know what to create, but I just wanted to create.
Right.
And I got bored doing the same thing over and over. So I had to try so many other things.
Right.
And recently, in 2013, I came to Nairobi. I said, Eldred, future here.
Right.
Let me take a risk. I moved to the city. The city I stayed at my first house was in Isli. That is where I started. Coming to Nairobi, oh my God. The city was very fast. The art scene is huge.
And compared to a small town, now you're in the big city.
In Eldred, I was the star.
But now
everyone knew me.
Yeah.
Coming to Nairobi.
Now you're starting over.
I'm starting over. Literally, I'm starting over. I don't know paint. I don't know anything.
Right.
So I have to start over. And city market, where they sell Maasai stuff.
Right.
So I started with doing Maasai figures, warriors, landscape and stuff. Doing so many of them. I did more than 1,000 pieces. Whoa, if I can record.
Oh my God! Did you sell a lot of them?
I sold all of them.
All of them. But that's what I'm talking about.
Good prices.
Yeah.
My first piece was 500 bob.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then this Indian will give you like, okay, because it is moving to sell it, we need 10 So that is 5K.
Nice.
I'm starting getting money.
Right.
5K, okay. So if I do 10, that is 5K. If I do 20, I was selling. I had this unique way of doing them.
Mm-hmm.
It was selling like
hotcakes.
Hotcakes. I called myself to a meeting again.
Yeah.
From the YouTubes that I saw, dozens of videos of artists making it in the art world. I called myself, I didn't want this. I don't want to be doing this Maasai stuff forever. Yes, it was paying my bills.
Yeah.
But I didn't want that. I needed something more, which I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about galleries. I didn't know about curators. I didn't know anyone in the art scene in Nairobi. Then I started again, YouTube competitions. Yeah, they wrote somewhere, if you want to be known, start with competition. Local competition. Where is it? What is the local competitions in Nairobi?
Nairobi. So you started to do your research now.
Yeah. Then I stumbled upon Manjano. Yeah, before, now it's not happening. I don't know why, but before then it was hot. The winning prize was 300,000.
Oh wow!
Oh my God! I have never. That was beyond me. So, doing a lot of research. How do you win this thing? Yeah, go and look at the previous winners. What they did.
Right. So now you're studying the competition.
Yeah, I studied for like 3 months.
Right.
And then I was ready. I was ready to start the work. And I remembered, okay, what are you good at? Words, letters. No one has ever done that.
Right.
Yeah, I entered into that competition, but I did the piece. It was very big. Yeah, it was called The Faces of Nairobi.
Right.
Because when I came, there are these stereotypes, the narratives about the city, how it is, how risky it is. And then when I'll just take my, just to walk around the city, to get myself acquainted with everything, with my surroundings. So you have to go to the city and walk.
Absolutely.
Go there and
that's
see.
how you learn about your surroundings.
And then I started noticing people sleeping outside. You have city askaris, kanjo. They are very, very powerful in Nairobi.
The chokora.
A lot of stuff. Then, why don't I paint these photos and then the subheadings you put there? My life in the city, and then you're sleeping in the street, and your parents back at home think that you're living very well in the city. So I started doing that, and then I did that, and then I submitted and it won the first prize. Oh my goodness!
300K.
300K. I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep.
So at this point, that's the largest amount of money you've seen.
No, but I've cut a lot of things in the middle there.
Okay.
Before even I arrived to
that point, right?
Yeah, because my after selling 500 bob, I just going up
right.
from 500 to 1,000, 2,200,
right,
2,300,
5,000, 10,000,
up to 40,000.
Okay.
That is when I stumbled upon also the show at the National Museum. It was called 2015. The show was Affordable Art.
Okay.
At the National Museum. Then I submitted one of my works there.
Right.
Yeah, but this one, the work that I started now being noticed with was colored faces of kids. And then my newspaper covering their head.
Right.
And then on the newspaper, write the stories that I want. Because I was very shy at that time. I was not able to talk about what I was doing.
Right.
You'll ask me a question, and then I'll just laugh because I was very shy.
Right. You didn't know how.
So the newspaper, it was easy for me. If you ask me what this art is, I'll say, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's right there. Read
it. And then I'm very grateful for this one woman who bought my work at 40K. I've never held that much money. It was $400. Not even 400, 300 something. And then when you convert it, so that was my highest. And then I stumbled with a check.
Right. For 300K. From that, the first competition you entered, you win.
Yeah.
That must have been incredible. How did you feel? I mean, did you think
it was like I was set on fire.
I've made it. This is it.
Yeah.
I am rich.
Yeah, that was a lot of money back then, a lot of money.
Right.
And then I had this notion whereby, when you're given a check, you're not supposed to fold it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this stuff that was around this check stuff. So I didn't even deposit the check. I went with the check at home.
Right.
I slept. I was protecting the check. Not to be spoiled, so that tomorrow I can take it to the bank. And then after my heart was beating for 3 days.
Wow.
I didn't believe it. And then it matures after 3 days.
Right.
And then I went back. I TM 300k. And then I said, oh, this is not real. Let me withdraw 1,000. I took 1,000.
And it worked.
It worked. My balance is 2,999. I removed again another 1,000. I went for a self-treatment.
Hey, treat yourself.
I love chicken. Before that, I always wanted to eat the whole of it for myself.
So you went and got a full chicken for yourself.
Yeah, there's this place that is called Fish and Chips. Just Fish and Chips. Tomboya Street. Hey.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Wow.
I went there. I know they have these mirrors.
Right.
So when you're eating, you can see yourself eating.
Oh, I've seen that. Actually, I've seen that place.
Yeah, that is my first place to eat.
Is that the same place where there's bars? There's a
white police car.
Yes.
Guarding the chips. With the card.
What's the reason? What's the story behind that?
I don't know. Now when I pass the streets, I see these things. I see. Who did that?
Yeah.
Who was the interior designer of this? A cop in a glass, a white cop in a glass.
Yeah, in bars.
Yeah. And then it's like he's removing a gun.
Right.
At the door. And then whoever came with the idea of putting the mirror when you're eating, you're looking at yourself, and then you see someone also eating.
Right,
and then when you try to, when you lift up your face eating, your eyes with the person eating at the back. And then you continue.
Right.
But for me, I was eating and smiling until I finished the whole of it. Chips,
right.
The whole of it, the whole chicken, and chips, and soda.
Right.
And then I went home. So I was staying in a bed seat. I had to leave to shift to 17,000.
Oh, so now you upgraded your living standards.
So now the money came and messed my head. I was not working.
You weren't ready for it.
Yeah, I was not ready to handle the pressure that came with the money. I was not working. I connected my house with Wi-Fi. I bought a new TV.
Wow.
Fridge. The juice that I was always wanted was in the fridge. Okay. The eggs. So life in London. No creating. People are calling, they need wax.
Right. You're not interested.
Yeah, I'm not inspired to create. I'm just eating my sweat now. I advertised everywhere. I've warned, you put in your social media, holding that check of 300,000. Your relatives are seeing it. Your mom.
So now everybody's asking you for money.
Now everyone is calling. Even people you never spoke. Relatives that you never spoke. Mtoto wangu aki amefukuza shule and my kid has been sent home. I need actually 5,000. And then for me I give.
Right.
I give. And then one day I went back to see how much I have. it was 50k. And I'm in 17,000 rent. So it is only 2 months this 50k is done.
Right.
For rent. I came into my realization. Whoa, boy.
You messed up. Yeah, you messed up.
Yeah. Pretty big. And then I had to go back to where I was staying. Remember the bed sitter?
Yes.
Funny enough,
had to go back.
Yeah, funny enough, the bed sitter was here. The building that I went, it was just a few blocks down.
Wow.
I couldn't afford that rent, and then I had to talk with this agent where I was staying previously to come back so that I can realign myself again. I went back.
I mean, that must have been a very humbling experience where you go from, a high rise, high class refrigerator, Wi-Fi, nice, and then now you got to go back to the bed sitter around the corner.
Yeah, the same house that I was staying in.
Where you were paying, from 17,000 rent to now
8K.
8K.
But before I shifted, it was 5K. Okay. Now when I came back, it was 8K. I said, okay, no problem. And then people there, they talked. They were talking.
Right.
For me, I said, no, this is a house that I'm familiar with, and the landlord I'm familiar with.
Right.
I talked to the landlord. I say, yeah, I received the money. I messed up. I want this house. So that. Right. And then when I came, I just asked God one thing: give me the second chance, and I won't mess up.
Yeah.
So, COVID hit. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. So now again, you have no revenue coming in.
Yeah.
You haven't been working all this time.
Yeah, but when I came to the house, small house, I had to there's a lot of stuff that I've edited. So when I came to the small house, I couldn't work there. Remember, I had a family.
Right. So at this point,
I have a kid.
You have a kid.
I have a wife.
And you have a wife.
I have pains.
Yeah. So it's not a good mix.
Yeah. So I had to. And when I won the prize, no one knew me in the art scene.
Right.
Of Nairobi.
Right.
So I had to look for a collective where I could go and work, and then Patrick Mkabi.
Right, but then you still have to pay for that space.
No, it was free.
Space. Oh, it was free?
Yeah, it was free.
Okay.
Patrick Mkabi is a master.
Mm-hmm.
Call him a master.
Patrick.
Master Panye.
Yeah, I've met Patrick.
Yeah.
I
think you should call him one day.
Yes, wonderful guy. How's he doing now? I know he was in the hospital for a while.
Yeah, he's recovering well.
He's okay now.
Yeah, and then I went there for like a few months, and then I got myself up again.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started creating like I've been poured gasoline.
Right, on the fire.
Yeah, wake up every day. I have to be in the studio at 5 and leave at 10. Every day. Just creating.
That is dedication.
Yeah.
Now you had a fire like burning, right?
Because of experiences.
Now experiences, but also now you have a wife and a child.
Yeah. School fees is coming a lot, and I don't want my kid to be raised in that single house that I was growing up.
Right.
I have to change the history of the family.
Absolutely.
So I started creating works, and then putting more effort, and learning, research, and just looking for new possibilities in art, and that's how I am here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I started developing a narrative, working on things. Before I didn't know about art in depth.
Right.
In Kenya, if you don't go to art school and you want to be an artist, you have to work it from yourself.
Because otherwise, they kind of look down on you, and you're not part of the elite.
Yeah.
That club.
You don't have a degree. Who are you?
Right. But then clearly, your work speak for itself.
Yeah, you don't have a degree. You
right.
don't have stuff. Who are you? But that didn't bother me.
Right.
I just wanted to create. Yeah, I started working now fully on the series that you saw.
Right.
The newspaper series. Working on that. No, nothing else. Just working on that.
Yeah, you focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, and I started being interested in the politics because newspaper in Kenya, the headlines about politics. Yeah.
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah, most of it is about politics because it sells. When you see Raila and Ruto there, you want to see what they're talking
about.
Right. Yeah, and then I started thinking about the media, the role it plays, and merging these narratives together in my work. And that's how I came up with that kind of body between the year of 2017 up to 2019. I was tired of that because I was trying to imagine, like, you get the piece, you hang it at your dining table or somewhere there, and then the news is still reporting the same stuff.
Right.
My painting still talking about the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're in the office, you're going through this stuff.
The same thing. So you feel like you're in an echo chamber,
Yeah.
right? Everything's being repeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to stop that.
Gotcha.
And look for a way that I can inspire. And when you come, you see something different. You start thinking differently.
Right.
And rather than asking yourself question, why did this artist wrote this? Yeah. And then I started. Yeah, I went back home to my village.
Right.
And I saw this dark boy from the river, and we started having conversation. Yeah, because I was now developing that curiosity mind of an artist, paying attention to every little details around you. Right. Yeah, so having this conversation, and the guy started talking about the skin color. He was dark. And then when we went to his small house, I saw this fair and handsome. Yeah, it's a tube whereby
a bleaching cream.